Hello and welcome once again to everyone's favorite comprehensive encyclopedic podcast about the only Canadian-American indie arena rock and roll band that you and I both know and love. Are you talking Arcade Fire to me in March? What is the name of this show?
I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm still unclear about the title of this podcast. I am not the one to ask.
Are you talking Arcade Fire to me in March? That's right. Normally we do record this show in May. However, what better time during a season like March when the snow has thawed and the mud is in the streets and the manicured false beauty of the suburbs is laid bare? Is there a better month to discuss the suburbs in which the same thing happens musically?
No.
I say no.
No.
I'm your host, Little.
I'm your host, Little.
And, by the way, we're here recording on Morgan's birthday.
Yes,
and
indeed.
you know what that means? It's time for Everybody Sings Happy Birthday Corner. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Morgan. Happy birthday to you. It's and it is legal for us to do that now because the representatives of Mildred and Patty Hill got bodied in court like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I found that very interesting. I also will mention that I saw Logan earlier today. And as much as I don't remember it in the movie, in the credits, Patty and Mildred Hill are still listed under Happy Birthday.
I think they are still the legal authors.
Well, right. I figured that you would need to do that. And I think that the only thing was credited was their names. I don't think there was any sort of, jargon underneath it or anything. Mm-hmm. But I did find that very interesting. That
They're down. They got legally knocked down in like a Creative Commons attributions license.
So was it a legal thing, or did their public domain just end up happening just because it's been so long?
I think that there was like a representatives of Mildred and Patty Hill Shell Corporation that were basically just
yeah.
And for whatever reason, something legally about the nature of renewing copyright changed. And so, most of the time, this stuff, after a while, that's what happens. It just lapses into public domain. And actually, pro tip for the folks out there who like to create things, you'd be surprised how many movies and books and other things have lapsed into public domain. That's why you see so many like creatively repackaged shit at Barnes & Noble.
Oh, okay.
Like, like when you see a bunch of like Bronte sister books, it's because the texts are in public domain, so it costs next to nothing to produce that stuff.
Yeah, that would make sense, I guess. Like I wonder if anybody owns the Odyssey anymore. I feel like I see a lot of different versions of the Odyssey.
I think we all own the Odyssey now.
Yeah.
That has been Publishing Corner, folks, the sub-podcast in our podcast about Arcade Fire, when we discuss the state of print media.
Oh, where is your inflammatory writ? Your text that would inside a light be lit.
I would say out of all of our side podcasts, that's by far the most interesting.
Yeah, and it's the one we know the absolute least about.
Yes.
But let's move on to topics that we know things about, such as Arcade Fire. I would like to point out, just as a way of kind of wrapping up our last episode into today, that today literally is the 10-year anniversary of the release of Neon Bible.
Wow.
How's that? How is that
great.
for timing?
Is it really?
Saw that on Twitter earlier today. Have no reason to believe it's not true.
I kind of remember it being released on my birthday.
Yeah.
I kind of remember being like, oh my God, it comes out March 6th. It's so weird how, time passes. And, 10 years ago makes sense for Neon Bible.
Yeah.
But, Sarah and I were talking about Father John Misty because we watched him on SNL last night. And
Christy and I fell asleep watching him on SNL last night.
Did you see both songs or did you not?
That has been the subject of some debate this morning.
Because I will say that the second song is I think it's Pure Comedy is the name of the album that's coming out. I think it's the title track. And it was amazing. I thought the first one was pretty much standard Father John.
Yeah.
But holy crap. But what we were talking about was we found it unbelievable that Fear Fun came out in 2012. That seems like forever ago.
It's to me, it doesn't. I feel like Father John Misty's career has existed within like within 2 seconds on the atomic clock of my music life. I feel like I just heard about Father John Misty.
Well,
I know I haven't. I know I've been listening to him forever, but there's like a certain set of music I've been listening to since like 2012. I don't know. These last 5 years of my life have blurred by.
Well, and I also feel like I'm starting to lose my like hipness on a lot of I look at the lineups for South by Southwest and Coachella and stuff like that, and I recognize 4 names.
Yeah, have you done the thing where they say like whatever you're supposed to take? You're supposed to take however you start from like 80 and you subtract the number of bands that you've heard of, and then that's your age. It's designed to make everyone be like, good. I am 67.
Yeah,
but
good.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I know like 3 of them, and I've been shocked at it. Seeing them all come out, I'm like, boy, I feel like I'm not on the up and up about incoming music at all.
I do. I too feel, as I approach the age of 30, I too feel like I'm slipping behind the tide a little bit every once in a while. But then every once in a while, it's like I'm up on some shit that fucking nobody is, and it's like I got it, baby.
Like, there is every once in a while the underground band that you're like they're gonna be hot, and then they do end up becoming something.
Yeah. That said, also though, I'm turning into a person who although I still go see a lot of shows, I see Conor Oberst every year now. Like I'm that guy.
Yeah.
So yes, because it'll be after this summer, it'll be 3 years in a row that I have seen Conor Oberst. No regrets.
Do you already have a show planned to go?
I
see
do.
him?
In
Where?
July.
Really?
In Boston.
Oh, we should go to that.
With Hopalong.
I don't know who that is.
Hopalong is the fucking greatest.
Really?
Band. Oh my Hopalong. I think.
See, this is me now.
You got
I don't know them.
All right. Hopalong. The album Painted Shut. It came out. I think it came out 2 years ago. 2015. Yeah, came out 2015.
Okay.
One of my favorite albums of all time. Like it's Ugly Organ lifted level.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is a recommendation if I've ever heard one out of Zachary Little.
Hopalong fucking rules.
Like, comparing anything to the Ugly Organ is legitimate.
I actually had this really strange moment, like maybe 2 weeks ago, because I was looking at the Hopalong, the Twitter page. I was looking at their Twitter page, and seemingly Francis, the lead singer of Hopalong, was tweeting at someone and said like, yes, I'll be around, but I have to hostess that night. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought someone who's in a band that I love and adore has like a job at a restaurant too?
Yeah, that's actually really promising for me. Because
it feels good, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It does.
So I think it's time to open up the mailbag.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to open up the listener
the
mailbag.
Got a box full of letters.
Because I'll tell you what, Morgan, we got ourselves a very nice letter. And by letter, I mean that weird thing on Tumblr when people can send you stuff that looks like it's written on paper and it's like in like Comic Sans fucking font. When you load it on your browser, it fills up the entire screen. You're like, whoa, someone's going to kill me. And then it just turns out it's a long comment.
When you said we got a fan mail message, I was genuinely like, holy shit.
Yeah,
yes.
we get a decent amount of fan mail.
See, this should be a segment. This should be opening up the mailbag. Should be a segment on this show.
After the last episode, friend of the show Delia and I had a bit of a back and forth.
Friend of the show,
yeah,
Delia. Yep,
we had a back and forth on Tumblr because she said, "I'm surprised you guys didn't talk about Miroir Noir." And I said, I don't know what that is. And she said, you don't know what that is? It's like, I think it's like a movie or like a behind-the-scenes thing.
Yeah, I have not seen it.
Yes. Then she sent me a link to it, and I was like, I'm going to watch that before the next episode, and I have not watched it. I still don't know what it is.
See, I was thinking, a really solid episode that we could do should be going through all the stuff that they appear on, like as far as like all the alternative alternate tracks.
Yes,
and
the segment that you proposed called alternative tracks. I think that's funny. I think it's
era,
funny,
man. Trump era.
Yes.
You gotta parody it all.
Yeah, no, we could watch all the Arcade Fire associated visual shit if we wanted to and talk about it.
Absolutely.
Christy and I talked about we should watch the Suburbs, the Spike Jonze short film that
I did
coincided.
watch that when it came out.
I did.
Is it 2 minutes long? Like, is it?
No, I think
super
I think
short?
it's like 20 minutes.
I might have watched it already. But,
Okay.
But we could talk about it.
I don't watch.
See,
I don't.
think it should all be funneled into like the extra
People
episode,
don't
you know?
understand this about me. Like, people recommend to me movies all the time, and I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna try and watch it. What people don't get is like I got a lot of mileage on Tumblr out of like recommending movies to people, but I was recommending to the movies that I've watched for like the first 25 years of my life.
Yeah.
Since then, I've watched like 6 movies. Like,
Well,
I
and
can't really
honestly,
recommend very much.
If it's not a comic book movie right now, chances are I haven't seen it. Like
the most
past
movies
2 years,
I see,
I have not seen it.
The most movies I see are at film festivals. And so
Sure.
I see movies that are great, and then they don't come out ever, and nobody gets the chance. A Light Beneath Their Feet. It's a great movie. I don't think you can watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe you can buy it on iTunes for like $20, but again, who the fuck does that? And yeah, there was a time when, and there's still a time.
I do when it's comic book movies.
Didn't Childish Gambino? Didn't he do like a 20-minute music video some time ago? Probably for the last album. He did it.
No,
Kanye West did it
not
for.
to my knowledge. Oh my god.
I've
Kanye
still
West.
never.
Oh my god.
I have still never watched the music
It's
video for Runaway.
So, wait, is this Yeezy season approaching?
Another one.
Yeah, welcome to another edition, another episode of Yeezy Season Approaching, our podcast about Kanye West. Kanye, our friend Kanye, has seemingly endorsed, then rescinded, then unrescinded, then whatever, his situation with Trump. I don't know what it is.
I think it's all just shock and awe, but I also think that he's a crazy person. So
Donald Trump or Kanye West?
Both. When Kanye West does something, it's like, well, what the fuck did you expect he was going to do? You know, like a level-headed person, no matter how drunk you are, does not go up on stage at an award show and rip a microphone out of a white girl's hands. So,
unless that was staged, which many people think it was, and I am inclined to possibly agree.
I would only agree because I just totally don't trust Taylor Swift at all. And
Don't you think Taylor Swift should really be Taylor Swift's new angle?
Is that I'm a scumbag?
No, it's like you don't know what side I'm on, when I'm lying, when I'm telling the truth. What part of me is fake? What part of me is real? What part of me is a hologram?
If she was fame obsessed like Kanye West, she would do that.
I think it's the only way forward for her.
So the Runaway video, that's 20 minutes long, is amazing, and like it's so beautiful. And there is a story, as silly as it is, of a phoenix played by a barely clothed model. But it is beautiful, and I totally love when people do 20-minute videos or something.
I like it too.
Visual
I just don't
relate
watch
to
it.
their yeah.
I have not seen anything. I have not watched anything in my life.
I feel like I've seen like a 2-minute video, but it was just like kids riding around on bikes. So it was like, well, what do I give a shit about this? Like, the only reason I would care is because I like Arcade Fire and I like Spike Jonze.
Right.
But when you watch something boring, it doesn't really matter if you like the people that are in it. You're like, yeah, it was fucking boring. Oh man, I'm gonna.
That's actually a really important life lesson. No, that's an important life lesson, and it's something that I wish I did a better job of heeding. Because it's. Like, I mean, one of the last movies we watched was Joshi, which was fine.
Oh, yeah, we watched Joshi. Yeah,
it was fine.
Yeah.
But it also wasn't really anything. It was just like some people that you like doing a sort of hangout movie.
Boy, skip the 15-second button if you don't want to hear. Jesus, I got a dog climbing over me. If you don't want to hear about Joshi, skip your 15-second button.
All right, and
twice.
now a 15-second review of Joshi.
When Alison Brie kills herself right at the beginning, that was fucking insane.
That was. But you know what? Okay,
it was like we were watching it and we were like, oh, holy shit! Like,
yeah,
that was shocking.
I watched that movie on the strength of the Hulu ad that plays. and it's imagery from the movie, which is very Instagrammy and pretty, and it's Brett Gelman saying to Thomas Middleditch, like, you have to be happy, so be happy.
Yeah.
If you're sad, you'll be sad, so don't. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I have to see this movie.
I love Brett Gelman.
Me too.
I think he's so funny.
I think Brett Gelman's great. He was great in Mad Men.
I didn't watch Mad Men.
He is in the final episode of Mad Men, and in a memorable small part.
Huh. Well, I will say that Mad Men is a show that it's one of those things where I've been like, yeah, I'll get to Mad Men.
Yes.
I'll get to Mad Men.
It's one of the few things I've watched.
Yeah.
What show were we in the middle of just now?
Capricorn, dancing on.
Yeezy season approaching.
I thought it was Binge Watch Nation.
I used to think that I should watch TV.
Hey, welcome to Binge Watch Nation. Morgan, what's the last thing you binged watched?
Well, we've been killing The Magicians, and The Magicians is amazing. And it's my if people ask me like what I'm watching right now, I'm like, dude, watch The Magicians. It's really, really great. That and it's The Magicians and Legion is incredible. Legion is the best show on television right now.
It's the Fargo dude, Noah Hawley.
Yes,
who's doing
it
that?
is.
And there's more Fargo coming out.
And yeah, which I have not.
How's he pulling that shit off?
He's just a man about town.
Interesting.
But I will say, Legion, boy, you haven't watched it at all?
I have not.
Watch it immediately because it's the best show on television.
Currently, I have been crushing season 6 of Chopped. Way back in the day, back before they had deep fryers. Shit's insane. They had a chopped celebrity chefs tournament with Chopped judges. I always like to see my boy Jeffrey Zakarian in the kitchen fucking around.
Do you know?
Shout out to Jeffrey Zakarian.
Do you know that I don't have any fryers at my restaurant?
That is weird.
Yeah, I know, right? I work at a restaurant that has been open for 42 years in operation. Never had fryers.
It's probably the only place in America that has the word pub in its name that doesn't have a fryer.
Yeah, I agree. And people like that work there are like, we should get some fries. And it's like, no, we should not. We've gone this far. Also, they smell awful. They're horrible to clean.
I do remember cleaning fryers. I also remember putting a deep fried shoe in a fryer. But I think I told that story on this podcast.
I was going to say, I think we've talked about that already.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's the end of our
listener mail. Listener mail.
Some things that you might like to see, but they're all addressed to me.
We've got a letter from a guy named Chris on Tumblr.
Hello,
I believe
Chris.
his URL is Hardcore Scenery Area on Tumblr. So, hey Zach, finally got through our Yay Talkin' Arcade Fire in May to me, which sounds a little bit passive-aggressive.
I know, right?
And I thought I'd throw my rankings into the mix and suggest a title for the 3rd edition in the top bar. You'll need a 3rd guest, though. Whatever that was, I copied and pasted just the body text into my email, so I don't know what he suggested as a title.
Oh, no shit, really? Oh, dude.
I'm sure it was
He's gonna
good.
be so pissed
I'm sure
at
it
you.
was good. Anyway, for albums.
He's going to turn this episode off right now.
So this is why it's relevant to today's episode. This is his ranking for albums. Number 1, The Suburbs. 2, Funeral. 3, Neon Bible. 4, Reflector. I think, being an early 20-something who grew up in the suburbs was literally made for me. It was almost bizarre how perfect it felt to me. I was 18, which is probably the perfect age to have something really affect you and stay with you for like ever. True. 16 to 18. That's the sweet spot.
It is.
And every song described the ennui and strange Pacific circumstances of growing up there. I love it, and I feel lucky I lived there, but the way I grew up feels like dry rot. Something that feels inevitable is stuck inside me and will never really get properly fixed. I could talk your ear off about Funeral, but really, I can't. Can you or can't you, Chris?
Okay.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Sentence.
I was way too young, and it was way too popular. Chris, I think, is cooler than us because Arcade Fire was never popular.
Well, and he uses ennui in a sentence, so I mean, like,
Again,
already, yeah.
envious. It's in the zeitgeist and was legendary before I even knew what music was, so of course I love every single song. When I was 19, my favorite album was Neon Bible. I also religiously read The Blind Watchmaker, so, I'm with you, Zach. The Blind Watchmaker is probably what, like, it sounds like some religious tract that someone would have dropped off at the house, but I'm guessing from context, like some kind of Neil Gaiman shit.
Yeah, you don't know what it is either?
No. I've rocked
Neil
back.
Gaiman is a great guess at what it is. That's amazing. If it's not what it is, like that's perfect.
I've rocked back and forth so hard on my opinion of religion in my life multiple times it makes me seasick, and so Neon Bible will continue to yo-yo and up and down this list probably forever. That is I think a lot of people have that kind of complicated relationship with like childhood faith, music that they like. I don't really, because our parents got divorced when I was in 5th grade. I got excommunicated from the Catholic Church and walked away from it all.
Yep.
Did anyone else feel like Reflector was a bit much? Yes, but I would argue that might be the point.
Well, you could say yes, but also fuck you. I'm just kidding.
No, I think there's
the point.
the songs are like
In my mind.
8 minutes long.
In my mind,
it is
that's the
excessive. I'll do my top 10 songs too. I'll spare explaining them because this is already too long, but you could probably sort out the reasoning based on my opinion of the albums. Okay, so his honorable mentions are Half-Light 1, bold choice.
Wow.
Half-Light 2, month of May. Another bold choice, month of May.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's a top 10.
Okay.
Joan of Arc,
Okay.
We Used to Wait.
Yep.
Neighborhood Number 1, Tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Low ranking for that one.
Yeah, it is.
Ready to Start. Keep the Car Running. My Body is a Cage. The Suburbs. Wake Up. Deep Blue. High ranking for Deep Blue.
Yeah.
Number 2 for Deep Blue.
Weird.
And number 1, Sprawl 2, Mountains Beyond Mountains. Totally valid choice.
It is. I agree.
Mm-hmm. And he says, Owen, thanks for hating fade outs. Chris, I feel you on that, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what? The only place that I will, where fade outs are allowed, Westworld. Because fade outs in Westworld happen for structural, thematic reasons that only become clear later on. And I was like, respect.
So, okay. So, as far as his rank, as far as his 10, weird choices. Like, I get it. I totally get it.
Unconventional. But, based on what he's saying, it sounds like this is someone who's somewhat younger than us. And so to come into Arcade Fire at a different point, I think that's a big deal.
You know what's so interesting about what he said about coming into it where it's already huge, like as far as indie music is concerned?
Yeah, like what its reputation's already been solidified in the consciousness.
One of the main reasons that it hit me so hard was, and you too, was because it was like, holy fucking shit, music can be like this? You know what I mean? So if coming into it at a younger age, I totally get it.
Yeah,
you
can't help what stuff seems like obvious to you and then what stuff seems like it's blowing your mind.
Yeah.
Like Arcade Fire was one where it was like, I can't believe this music sounds like this. Another one was Modest Mouse, good music for people, good news for people who love bad news.
Oh, yeah.
Good music for people who love bad music.
Yeah. That's going to be our podcast about Modest Mouse.
Yeah. But that was another one. And that's like Modest Mouth's like 8th album or something, you know?
But
like
I also think that was their, for lack of just because I can't come up with it, like that was their Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
Yeah, that was their great leap forward.
They hit it.
Like the Black Keys brothers.
It was the album that they had, yes.
Yeah.
It was the album that they were supposed to make their whole lives, you know? And, okay, I want to, do you have anything more that you want? Was his name Chris?
Yeah, that was Chris.
Chris, thank you.
Thank you for writing
sending it in.
Anybody who wants to contact us through the many ways that we're available to be reached online, please weigh in. Your opinions on Arcade Fire are valued and appreciated.
Yeah, I agree. I think getting more voices in there definitely is worth it for us because, us just being two idiots talking about it, we'll get some people that use ennui in a sentence, like, some smart people in here. So if I made one more thing about Chris.
Yeah.
If I made my list today on top 10, Half-Light 2 would absolutely be on it. He has it as an honorable mention, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I thought he said Half-Light. Oh yeah, Half-Light 1 and 2. I think.
No. Half-Light 1 was. Shit.
Now we gotta go. Oh, we're going back.
Got a box full of letters.
Yeah, he had Half-Light 1 and 2 as honorable mentions.
See, I now, man, I was listening to it today and it was like, holy shit, they nailed it. And also, We Used to Wait.
Half-Light 1, though, Like Half-Life 1 is like it's the placeholder bookmark, like empty space in the middle. It's the random third act montage of the album. It's like don't know when, but a day is gonna come on Lifted.
That's an interesting thought because I have a completely separate idea of what it is, which is that these two songs, they do it again later with Sprawl. It's like an intro into. It's like we go with this one theme to start, and then here's the big performance.
Yeah. It's a setup and punchline.
Father Stretch My Hands, Part 1, or whatever it's called. What's that Yeezy track? The
one that comes right after Ultra Light Beam.
Yeah.
And it's like the one about bleach and asshole. Whatever. Yeah. I fucking skip that song every time.
Well, so no, but I just think of it as doing a Part 1 and a Part 2. I think a lot of people do the Part 1 and Part 2 in like you have to look at them as not separated from the album, but like as two separate, or like one's the intro, one's the
it's set up punchline.
Yeah, yes,
and
that's the perfect way to
reverse version. Yeah, I can think immediately of one punchline setup, which is King of Carrot Flowers Part 1, King of Carrot Flowers Part 2.
Sure. I do want to bring up something that I really feel is not about the suburbs, but about...
Well, now would be the time to talk about something that's not about the suburbs because we haven't started yet. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah. So what? The one thing I want to... it's been a theme that I've been thinking about for the past 2 days, is this introduction to a world that you're going to expand upon with people. Like, so Funeral is the introduction into this band of an amazing sound, and they're going to expand upon that sound in different albums. Like Funeral, I don't look at as having a specific premise.
Well, it's like, didn't they say like a bunch of people died in their family, and then that like inspired them to make the album? But they were probably doing some like White Stripes style self-mythologizing at the time. Yeah.
Well, and then you go into immediately having a themed album of Neon Bible. And then the Suburbs. And then Reflector. So it's like you're exploring this world, and each album is a different theme. I think of it as the reason I brought up The Magicians before is because I wanted to compare it to that. Season 1 of The Magicians is the introduction into this world. And Season 2 is like, holy shit, we're going to show you everything about this.
There's some Dan Harmon phrase about like crossing the threshold or something.
Yeah.
It's probably relevant to this.
Well, and that's he does those all those Western like story arc like things where he says, crossing the threshold and like meeting the...
Yeah, it's like it's William Goldman. I forget. I bought Brittany that book.
It's been a long time since
Hero
my
Myth
film classes from. It is the hero, like that whole bit.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since the film classes I took in college.
Listen, there's only two types of stories. Okay, a man leaves his home, and a stranger comes to town. Get it? That's a joke.
No,
because it's the same story. Because the guy leaves his town, he has to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah. I did not get it.
I don't know who said that. In my head, I imagine like Jeff Goldblum saying it.
Yeah. So that's what I like. An idea I wanted to press out there into the world.
Yes.
Is like an introduction into this world, and then an expanded kind of going through the world. Is all your Season 2 or your second album or your that kind of thing.
I thought of while you were saying that. Was and I don't really know if I can really substantiate this, but Neon Bible, the Suburbs, Reflector, past, present, future.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Make a graphic with that, all those images next to each other, and put them up on Tumblr with all your like. Also, someone make a grid. When they do those like chaotic neutral, chaotic good, like character grid things. Someone do that with Arcade Fire albums for me.
Yeah.
I don't understand that shit at all. I never took that class.
Do we want to talk about that garbage political Mavis Staples track that they put out?
Oh yeah, we probably should. Let's because right now there's a lot of exciting music that's like just happened and is coming. So I think it's time for an episode of Your Release Radar. The radar sound. Boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop. Arcade Fire, new music, probably on the horizon or
Yeah.
not, because we got this kind of throwaway Mavis Staples track.
That was garbage.
I mean, all due respect to Mavis Staples,
Yep. Totally.
but
Well,
yeah,
I appreciate the idea of them trying to voice their opinion in some way.
sure.
I honestly don't even remember the name of the track.
It's called "I Give You Power,"
Yeah, that's what it is.
which is like the one lyric over and over and over again.
over again. And good God, was that just...
If that suggests what the next Arcade Fire album is going to be like, it's going to be bad. And maybe we'll move even faster onto our next planned project, which I think we could say
I think we can.
that after we finish doing the Arcade Fire albums, we are going to go album by album through Conor Oberst's discography for our new sub-podcast, which we'll be calling Bright Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Lose.
Yeah. I forgot that was the title.
Well, just because the reason I mentioned Your Release Radar, because Salutations is about to come out, 11
Yes.
days. And I am so excited for this album, even though it's just full band versions of the songs from Ruminations. And every time I was listening to the full band version of Tachycardia again today,
Yep.
and it's
Such a good song.
so beautiful and so
Yeah.
good. And what I think about it is that I think about everything that Conor Oberst has been through in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and how like seemingly disillusioned he became with people, like with like his fans and
Well,
everything.
I would probably claim that he's always been a little disillusioned.
Well, yeah, but it's like all his worst fears were proven true.
Yeah, that's probably
And
true.
so Ruminations is this, like, even like Mike Mogus talked about like feeling really worried when he heard the tracks, like because of the way Conor Oberst sounded. And it's like it was this really sad thing, but then when I first heard the full new version of A Little Uncanny and everything, I was like, he sounds so fucking happy.
Yeah.
And I felt like I'm
I
loving
agree with that.
loving the arc of Ruminations to Salutations, because it's like Conor Oberst showing us how hurt he was, and then like almost immediately saying, "But I forgive you."
So let's stay on track of the radar.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say Father John Misty, April 7th, I think. Pure Comedy comes out, which I'm very excited for because I love him so much.
I love Father John Misty as well. I did not like I Love You Honey Bear as much as I liked Fear Fun, so I'm looking for a little redemption.
We went back to I Love You Honey Bear recently, and I fucking love it. I mean, it's not Fear Fun in the scope of things, but it's kind of on the same topic of like the introduction and then expansion. I feel like maybe it just kind of stayed the same, and that's why it was like a little less of what was expected. Like we expected him to do more or something, you know, because I think this third album is going to sound very similar to the first two. I don't think there's going to be like a huge difference.
I think
So
Father
I
John
think
Misty
that-
pretty much has one gear.
That's kind of what I think too.
Yeah.
So, but like that song Pure Comedy was so good. I was so stoked about and also, did you catch the Taylor Swift line in the first song?
I did, but I didn't really absorb what it was.
It's that he says,
Was it I made that bitch famous?
It kind of is. I mean, it's not, but I kind of took it on the same theme because it's betting Taylor Swift every night on Oculus Rift.
Oh.
So I thought
That's
that
funny.
because it's his first line in the
Yeah.
song too. I thought that it was like a subtle reference to the idea of like I'm gonna make the same type of joke.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't forget, I'm white, Kanye."
yeah. And when I read it, I was like, oh my god, because I heard it and then I was like, what was the line?
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's betting Taylor Swift every night on Oculus Rift, and then he has some line about after the Mr. and the Mrs. finish doing the dishes or something like that. So it's like, you know, your husband goes off and fucks Taylor Swift in his Oculus.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's more probably like a societal comment than a comment about Taylor Swift, but I think it's also like the same kind of like I'm gonna have the first line jabbing at fucking Taylor Swift kind of thing, which I was like, I straight up was just like, I'm proud of you for that. like good on you, Father John. Also, let me one more release radar. I have not announced the title of it yet, but within the next month or so, I am going to release a new 7 for 7. The Mild Revolution will put out a new album, not album, EP, I think in April, probably towards the end, and it's called Immigrants. So look out for that if you give a shit about.
Keep an eye out. When you said one more, I thought you were going to mention San Fermin, and then you said I haven't come up with I haven't announced it yet, and I was like, how tight are you with these guys now? You're all buddy with Alan Tate on Twitter. It's awesome. I'm loving it.
I did start actively pursuing Alan Tate on Twitter.
Can't blame you.
Because I was in the middle of like having this San Fermin
Renaissance?
A renaissance.
That's a San Fermin song.
I was just like, I was sitting on this bus to Boston, and I was like, holy shit, I'm just realizing right now that San Fermin is the best band to ever exist.
They are so fucking good.
It's crazy.
People who have been sleeping on San Fermin, you have not been hearing me. The shit, they are insane.
Like the Sunsick has been stuck in Sarah and I's heads for days at this point because we watched one fucking video of them performing it, and we were just like, oh my god, this fucking song is incredible. And I know the live version. Yeah, I know. I said version is,
in my music. Here's the thing. In my music thing, I said that the live version with Ray Cassidy on vocals was the supreme expression of that song. I actually regret that now.
Do you?
Because I think the studio version with it's the band Lucius who does the female vocals on that San Fermin album. I think that version is great, and I have seen them perform it twice live with Charlene Kay doing the vocals, and it's awesome no matter what. That song is user-proof. It is user-proof.
Yeah, it's an incredible song. I will say that Jackrabbit is crazy good, and I can't wait for a new album out of them.
The last 5 tracks on Jackrabbit, it's 2 Scenes and Reckoning and Billy Bibbit or something like that.
Yeah, Billy Bibbit.
It's like this.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. It's those 5 songs are kind of like this orchestral suite thing. They have all these recurring musical themes throughout it and everything. And oh my god, they're amazing.
Well, and also is Jackrabbit I haven't dove that deep into it. Is Jackrabbit a premise album like that? I mean, I heard Alice Ludwig-Leone, maybe the best name in music right now.
Yeah.
I heard him. It's either him or somebody else from the band doing a Spotify.
Those Spotify commentary tracks?
Yeah.
Those are the fucking bane of artist shuffle.
I know. They're the worst.
Although once I was listening to...
The White Buffalo is the worst one, too. I don't know why, but they appear all the time. I think it's because he only has 2 or 3 albums, which so does San Fermin. They are just so awful.
One exception to this rule... I was once listening to Yo-Yo Ma on Spotify, and there's one album commentary thing with Yo-Yo Ma and some German violinist woman who's playing with him, and their commentary tracks are so delightful that although I could not understand, because they're talking so technically, what the hell they were talking about, I just loved hearing Yo-Yo Ma and this violinist discuss discuss Bach. That's as good as listening to Yo-Yo Ma.
If I was sitting at home listening to it, I probably wouldn't mind so much, but it's that I find myself at work with it playing, and then all of a sudden these things start popping up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would they put this on shuffle?
It's because they're trying to get you to shell out that $10 a month for Spotify Premium, which I maintain is ridiculous. That is an insane price point.
Sarah pays it.
That is crazy.
Sarah pays it.
I know, and Ryan does it too. Ryan has it, and I don't get it.
Well, to be fair, though, also, I've had CISO for 6 months, and I have watched a week of it.
I had CISO for about 12 days.
I haven't bothered to cancel it.
I did the free trial, and I watched Harmon Quest. I watched a couple episodes of Harmon Quest. I didn't even watch the whole season of Harmon Quest. I watched 8 episodes, and I was like, I get it. And then
I watched it all, and Also, it's short. You might have watched the whole season.
Maybe.
Um,
I thought that the CISO interface was so shitty that I was
know,
like,
it is.
I have
It's
to
not
punish
great.
them.
It's not great.
I have to let the market decide this.
Yeah, but the thing too is that you have to consider it's dirt cheap. It's $4 a month, and you have to consider if you give up on it, will it survive? Now you have to also ask yourself, is it worth it for it to survive? Maybe
Right.
not. But
Because from the ashes of CISO, maybe some other comedy streaming
you know
platform.
What? I'm gonna hold firm and say, Dan Harmon, I'm giving CISO $4 a month for you to survive that show. As much as it doesn't matter to you that much, it matters to Spencer.
It's Spencer's, yeah.
It's
Spencer's
Spencer's
show.
baby.
Mhm.
And so maybe not Dan Harmon. Maybe Spencer Crittenden. I'm doing this for you.
I will just PayPal Spencer $4 a month.
I would do that, I guess. I would do that. Yeah. I would do that.
You do you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at about the 45-minute mark, so we should probably get into the suburbs.
Oh, my God.
Now, let me talk about... So here we are, the suburbs. Arcade Fire's got to be longest album, right?
Yeah.
Most number of
16
tracks.
on
Yeah, 16
the-
tracks. That's like some Puff Daddy and the Family shit.
Yeah, right? That took me a second to know what you were talking about. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Puff Daddy and the
I was going to say,
Family.
you didn't listen to as much 90s rap as I did.
Well, I certainly did, but I was 3 years old.
Yeah, that's true. So when we talk about the suburbs, probably one of the first things we need to address is that this won the fucking Grammy for Album of the
For
Year.
Album of the Year. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Which is
I was
crazy.
going to bring that up, too. That is crazy. And the fact that they gave it to him is very strange.
I'm not as up on like Grammys politics as almost anyone else, but I do get the sense that the Grammys kind of make really weird stabs at cultural relevancy, you know? And you know, the funny thing about this is that if giving the Grammy to Arcade Fire was sorry, Shosh keeps stepping on Morgan. So I'm saying even if it was that, even if maybe it was just the best album that came out that year and everything, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see
It's weird that
what it was up
yeah,
against,
it's
too.
weird that it was the only one. It's the only Arcade Fire album to be recognized in that way. It's the only time that
Yeah.
Arcade Fire seemed to get on to that level for whatever reason. But what's funny is, were it a ploy on the Grammys' part to try and seem relevant, it truly backfired on them, because do you remember
I do.
the
I know
Tumblr?
exactly what you're going to say.
All right, we have to take a trip back in our minds now to the internet of 2010. What a strange world it was. People still went to actual websites. Twitter was like barely taking off, you know. It was like I think I'd had Twitter for about a year at that point. One of the very first single-serving Tumblrs to ever get really popular
Yes.
was called "Who is Arcade Fire?"
I felt like it was called "Who the Fuck is Arcade Fire?"
Maybe
but
it
yeah.
was, but
Yeah.
it was basically a collection of tweets and Facebook posts, because that was also around the time that Facebook first became searchable, and people first started to be able to find the random Facebook comments of people who hadn't been smart enough to set their account to private and
Right.
put it online for all the world, or the portion of the world that was on Twitter, to see.
Right.
So it was a collection of outraged tweets from people who didn't know. You know, I think maybe Arcade Fire beat Eminem that year.
Yeah?
I think that might be why. I was trying to remember who exactly was so pissed off.
Well, and if it's Eminem fans, it's like, yeah, I get it.
Okay, so Album of the Year, yes, Arcade Fire won.
Yep.
They were up against Recovery, Eminem.
Yeah. I think that was the album that he
Not-
came back on.
It's
right?
not just a hat rack up here. This is a fucking steel trap of a brain that I
Yeah, no,
have.
I mean, no, you did remember that for sure.
Oh my God. Okay, he also beat Need You Now by Lady Antebellum, which who has disappeared as she should have into irrelevancy and casino gigs. And then The Fame Monster by Lady Gaga.
Whoa!
And Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.
Whoa!
So
Holy shit.
no wonder the youth of America was fucking pissed.
Wow. Also, Arcade Fire, like, you beat out Lady Gaga's breakout album.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So when we talk about the suburbs, I feel like we have to address this aspect of it so much, because what does it mean to win Album of the Year? I don't think it means something good, like in terms of your relevance or stature or anything, because sort of like Best Picture, it's not really a barometer of anything. like one of the weirdest things about Moonlight winning Best Picture was people were like, how did this movie that's actually good somehow manage to win Best Picture?
Well, and award shows are bullshit.
The other funny thing about that Tumblr is that about half the tweets, the people assumed the band was called The Suburbs and the album was called Arcade Fire.
That's great.
Which I was like, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, that's true. So The Suburbs.
The Suburbs is Arcade Fire's longest and most literally, in a literal sense, most lauded album. It has won the most awards, namely the one I just thought of.
It did. I saw on the Wikipedia. I looked at the Wikipedia in preparation, just cause. It did win a few other album of the years too.
And it explores topics familiar to Arcade Fire fans at this point: childhood, buildings, rooms within those buildings, memory, careers.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Dreams, light.
Yep. Light. All that stuff.
Suburban
That's true.
sprawl.
There's a general theme there. Of topics that they talk about. Yeah.
They have their preferred conversations. This is not a This is not one that really addresses religion so much. The song that maybe could have belonged on Neon Bible and maybe was written back then is one of the B-sides on the extended edition or whatever of the Suburbs, Culture War.
Yeah. Culture War I thought was an interesting track, but when looking at the album, I was thinking I kind of get why you didn't put it on there.
Yeah. And it's when it was released, it's filler to prop up Speaking in Tongues, which is the song they did with David Byrne.
Both of them, I'm kind of I get why they weren't on the album.
Yeah, I will say, and maybe this is a theme for me with the Suburbs, that all the on the nose-ness of Neon Bible that bothered me doesn't really bug me about the Suburbs. There's a lot of T.S. Eliot references in the Suburbs. The more notable one, I guess, is in We Used to Wait. There's the line, like a patient on a table, which is a reference to the love song of Alfred J. Prufrock. And then speaking...
Boy, you are...
Yeah, no, here's where it gets nerdier. The first line...
you're getting...
The first line of Speaking in Tongues...
smart on this one.
Yes, the first line of Speaking in Tongues is a hypocrite reader, my double, my brother,
yeah.
Which is an English translation of a French line from The Wasteland.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
I was wondering what the deal was with that, because I did find it to be a strange line. They repeated a few times in the song, too.
So, yeah, that is... it's a line from The Wasteland. And as much as normally I, as a person who has read books and also listens to music, tend to cringe at the places where they intersect, for whatever reason... I don't know. Maybe it's because...
What do you mean by that?
Normally when I hear T.S. Eliot references in songs and stuff, I'm kind of come on.
I kind of did that when I was 16, and I remembered thinking it's kind of hacky to do.
Well, yeah. And
because the imagery was created by somebody else.
There's also always a deeper poem you could access. Interstellar... what it references the do not go gentle into that good night, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's come on, pick a poem that everybody wasn't forced to read in high school.
Yeah,
it's a good poem, and the feeling behind it is serious and important. But at the same time, it's come on.
Yeah,
there are better poems.
That's the thing. Yeah,
there are deeper poems that could encourage further study. T.S. Eliot kind of straddles a line because everybody reads The Hollow Man in high school, but I don't know. Nobody tackles The Wasteland because The Wasteland is too complicated.
Well, I will say that I like the idea of referencing poems and things like that. I just find that in music, when you do it, it better be used right. Otherwise, it comes off as hacky.
And I think
because it's somebody else's you're using someone else's imagery, and whether or not that imagery aligns with the rest of your song, it still comes off as like, well, you placed this where you could have written something.
I think Arcade Fire gets away with it because those references are kind of like throwaway. Like they're not. Here, let's do an episode of Poetry Corner real quick.
Yeah, I think we've been on it.
But when crying don't help, you can't compose yourself. It's best to compose a poem, an honest verse of longing, or a simple song of hope.
The alternate title originally of T.S. Eliot's poem "The Wasteland" was "He Do the Police in Different Voices," which was a reference to, I don't know, some short story or something. And it's a woman says this about her son or her husband or something, and what she means is that he reads the newspaper to her in the morning and he does like silly voices.
Huh.
The Wasteland itself,
I really like that, actually.
Yeah, the Wasteland is supposed to be this kind of collision of a bunch of different voices. So there's a bunch of different languages, different dialects, and it's not necessarily supposed to coalesce into one particular thing. It's a lot of shards. And so if you use a line from the Wasteland as a lyric, you're kind of taking a shard and putting it in to a different place, and you're not stealing too much of like, you know, you're just suggesting that maybe you're working along the same lines as T.S. Eliot or something. And I like that. I think that's okay.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
All right.
The Wasteland is a great poem to really get into if you want to, like, I have a really long paper that I wrote in college about the Wasteland, and I always remember it because I was really fucking up at the time. I was working at the Hard Rock, and so I was working till like 3 a.m, and I would, like, if I didn't miss my 8 a.m. English class completely, I would show up really late, over and over and over again. And I would go to my professor's office hours and kind of just like talk to him instead of going to class. And he gave me a lot of latitude. And when I wrote this Wasteland paper, he read it and he said, if you wanted to do this for a living, like if you wanted to be a writer for a living, you could do it. And so I always remember that because that's a huge compliment to get from somebody that you respect. And it's the kind of thing that makes me really want to give people compliments because like you never know which one you're going to give them that's going to stay with them forever.
I totally agree. Because, like, yeah, for all those reasons, yeah, it makes people feel that way, and you want to make people feel that way.
It's why one of my big things this year in 2017, one of my resolutions was to say nice things to people on Twitter when they make things that I like. So I've been doing that, and it worked out. It's been working out pretty well. One of the first ones I did was I tweeted at Darcy Carden, who is the actress who plays Janet on The Good Place.
Yeah.
She was in a movie called Other People, and she had like 2 scenes, and I thought she was really great and really affecting. And so I just told her, and she responded, and she said, that means so much. Thank you. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it does.
I'm doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say nice things to people.
That's funny, because I've been kind of thinking the same thing lately as like...
Yeah, you complimented Alan Tate.
I want to tell people...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking more like even as public... or anything like that, but more like the people that affect me in my life.
Sure.
I want to be more like upfront with them about like how I feel about them.
I just want to talk to celebrities.
Yeah. Well, I get it. I get it. That's why I went after San Fermin so hard.
So, the opening track on the Suburbs is the titular title.
Yes, the
song. The titular song, The Suburbs.
Yeah.
What can we say? I want to say I think The Suburbs is a great song.
I think it's a great song. Actually I don't think it's a great song.
Oh.
What I think, so as you know, I've been critical of The Suburbs on this podcast.
Yes, you basically set up the end of our last episode
like
it was going to be a showdown.
Fucking rip it apart.
Yes.
But that was mostly in spite of you not liking Neon Bible.
Yes.
And or me claiming that you don't like Neon Bible.
I think I waffled pretty evenly back and forth on I hate Neon Bible and Neon Bible's good.
Well, so I kind of wanted to have that story arc where you have one that you don't like and I have one that I don't like. I have had
instead it's going to be 2 episodes from now. We both hate whatever the new Arcade Fire album is.
Would be great. That would be a great end to this podcast. Is we have the new Arcade Fire album and we both fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So the thing with The Suburbs this week is I've been re-listening to it and I'm like in love with it, and I would put it ahead of Reflector now on my 1 through 4.
Update the scoreboard, Greg.
Yeah, I would put a Reflector, Suburbs, Funeral Neon Bible. I love it, man. Half-Light 2. We used to wait. I mean, there's a few on there that we'll talk about them. I mean, they're incredible.
Yes. So when I hear the Suburbs, first of all, I always think of Neil Young. I think it actually reminds me of the song Harvest Moon. It reminds me of Harvest Moon.
Neil Young?
It reminds me of Harvest Moon.
Interesting.
And that piano part, and even in some ways the melody of the song.
Very interesting that you say that.
It strikes
Do you know
me.
why?
Why?
I'm going to say this?
Why? Do you have some note on your phone that says not like Neil Young?
No, because...
or like Neil Diamond?
Because when Win Butler was talking about influences on the Suburbs, he said that it was Depeche Mode meets Neil Young.
Weird.
Super weird.
Did you hear that Richard Spencer said that Depeche Mode is the official band of the alt-right?
Oh, boy.
I wonder how Depeche Mode feels about that.
Yeah, I wonder how they feel about that. Here's the thing with the Suburbs for me. I think it's the intro track into this album.
It's the Sam's Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at it as that.
Ooh, those are like really sister albums in a way, aren't they? Sam's Town and the Suburbs?
Sort of, yeah. But I mean, I think they're talking about... They're similar in premise, but not like in the areas that they're talking about. As far as like, you know, because Sam's Town is like, I don't know, Shitsville, Nevada, wherever the fuck they're from. You know, like it's like some terrible Midwestern. I mean, not.
This is of course an episode of our podcast about the Killers. Hot Fuss.
Well, somebody told me.
Oh man, that could be a podcast. I love the Killers. So I look at it as the intro track. By the way, also on the topic of the Killers, Sam's Town with the intro and outros and the recurring sounds and everything like that. That is where Papa Little. What was the line from the second episode?
That's where Papa Little makes his biscuits.
Makes his lunch or something. It was something you said.
I don't know.
It was supposed to be on a T-shirt. T-shirt. That's where. That's where
Papa Little. I don't know. That's where Papa Little lives.
Eats his meals.
Sam's Town. I remember. Now this is like
that fucking album is awesome.
This is like how weird. I was talking about how weird the internet was in 2010. How weird it was before that. Even I remember like Facebook chatting with Ryan about when that album came out, and he was like, "Have you heard this fucking song, Read My Mind?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." So I just went to iTunes and bought that song.
Read My Mind's a great song.
So then I ended up eventually having 2 copies of that song in my iTunes library because then I bought the album later. I was thinking about this because I was listening to the Kanye West song "Real Friends." Of course, we're back into our show, Easy Season Approaching. I decided that "Real Friends" is the best song on Life of Pablo. And
yes, I saw that you had posted that.
And I realized that it would make a awesome remix if I knew how to do remixes. Mashup, I mean. It would make an awesome mashup if I knew how to do mashups with The Scientist by Coldplay. And I remember having a conversation with Ryan again about how the problem with that song, The Scientist, is it never takes off. Like it holds back, and like the chord progression at the end is still kind of like palm muted, even at the very end. And it's like, what? Why? Why don't we get to a part where we get to rock out? And I realize it's probably because like they do that when they do it live, like they save it for the live show.
And also, fuck Coldplay, right?
I mean, for the most part, yes.
Kind of, right?
Yes.
Like there was a time where I liked Coldplay, and like I didn't like when people shit on them because it was like, what did Coldplay ever do to you? But now I'm like, ugh. Come on.
One time somebody gave me a Coldplay album as a present, and I took it as like a little bit of a slight. like oh, you'll like this shit.
Was it X and Y?
It was X and Y. I didn't want to say who it was.
Good.
Bleep.
Also, out of that person, It probably was.
Right. No, and it's like another time when a friend of
That's
a
really funny.
a friend of a friend on Twitter who was like this very political person, like very radically political person. He sent me a thing that was like letting me know that it's like I think this might be like a job that maybe you'd be really good at or something. And it was like Target was like looking for like a social media manager or something. And I was like, this is an attack on me.
Yeah.
This is an attack on me in my middle left politics.
So let's bring it back.
Yes, this has been an episode of all the slights that Zac remembers in his whole life.
I forgot to remember to forget her.
If you've ever wanted to upset someone, pick me, because I'll never forget. Your insults will cut me to the bone. I will keep them in the back of my head and walk around with them, just fueling my every step. Resentment, my only engine.
Ready to start.
Which, surprisingly, not the
Why
first
isn't
song.
it the first song?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Because Ready to Start would also be a great intro song.
Right.
And then you'd go into the Suburbs as your second track.
Right, because, or something, but it's weird because, the first
What the
song,
fuck?
the first song comes, you're like, good song. Next song comes on, it's called Ready to Start, and you're like,
and
I
why-
already was ready
yeah,
to start.
and why is it track 2? Why did you make it track 2?
Yes.
If you're going to have a song called Ready to Start, it can't be track 2.
No.
It can be 1 or fucking later on in the album.
Yeah.
In your 16-track album.
Yes.
It cannot be track 2, you fucking weirdos. And it also leads in, the Suburbs leads into it. It keeps that same tone.
Yeah.
So it's like it has that like one held like.
How do you
string
feel about,
note.
in general, now, in the modern era, how do you feel about like songs that the end of their track like leads into the next track?
I feel really good about it because I did it for my.
Oh, you did?
For Stealing from America, Dark Blue leads into The Devil's Son.
Oh, yeah, but that's different.
How is that different?
I kind of always think of those as like one song.
Well, that's fair, but most people wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because we always performed it
But
live that way, so we did it for the album.
But also like shit. Like I'm talking about like how Greater Omaha.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whatever the song is that leads into Greater Omaha on Read Music Speak Spanish, and it's just the guitar part that plays for like 30 seconds before it.
Well,
you don't really need that to be you don't need that to be the end of track 2 into track 3.
Yeah, that's true. If there's no lead in into, but like.
It's just a weird, like archaic structural thing, and in the era of like playlists and stuff on
it's pointless
Spotify,
at
I don't know
this
why
point.
it happens.
I think it's probably pointless.
Some
at
people
this
are very
point.
smart and they're with it, and they have been editing that shit out of the Spotify versions of their albums.
All right, so where's my phone? Let's look at this track list. Do you know track 3?
No, I don't know what track 3 is.
Let's find out. Track 3 is Modern Man.
Modern Man, good song.
Good song.
You know what I was thinking about Modern Man? First of all, weird time signature.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know what, it's like 12/9 or some
Well, it's
shit.
because it has that on the don't understand line where it jumps that weird, it like skips a beat or whatever.
Yeah.
That I respect hard because it's hard to play in a band, you know, like
Oh, man.
when you're doing it in a band, it's fucking hard to do.
I used to have a hard time just playing the Mission Impossible theme song in high school band because that shit's 5/4 and that's hard.
So I waited in line, I'm a modern man, and the people behind me, they can't understand.
That song has a great breakdown too. That like in line for a number that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like a
They have that.
modern
There's
man.
just these little tiny bits that you hear and you're like, oh, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they do it a bunch in this album too. It's like there's just these like little tiny guitar parts and stuff like that will just sprinkle in, and you're like, holy shit, this band's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I can't remember. You know, I had a thought earlier that I think I was thinking it about City with No Children, Not Modern Man. So I'll wait.
Yeah. Wait. Well, I think we covered Modern Man.
Let's go downtown and talk to the modern kids.
So, like I said, some of the more on-the-nose messaging of the Suburbs gets a pass from me.
Right.
But Rococo, it's really hard to forgive that one because it is such pure, just like old man sneering at young art kid shit. And it's like, man, it was already such a bad look in 2010.
Here's my opinion of Rococo. I had no idea what it was about until you started chiming in on how much
It's
you hate
like,
it.
you know, it's like they
still don't really know what it's about.
they talk
don't know
big,
the
but they
lyrics well
think
enough
they're
to, like-
so deep. You know, it's just talking about like kids saying things they don't understand.
But I will
It's
say,
like
how
a
great
song
is
written from like when Butler heard a kid who was like 17 say Rococo in a coffee shop, and he just got so mad that he wrote this song down on a napkin and went back to the studio. Like, how dare they say
Well, one
words
thing
that
I
I
will
went
say is-
to college to learn?
Is one thing I will say about it though is the music in it, and just if there were other words or whatever in it, I think you'd feel differently, just because I feel like it is that
The like chambery music of it is very cool. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very cool.
And I mean the whole album, all the music on it is, I think it's so good. And even the songs that I think are a little boring, I'm like, still musically and just as far as like composition is concerned, like it's fucking cool.
It's cool. Yes, it's cool. It sounds good.
Empty Room.
Empty Room. This is the song that I like. It's
How
totally.
does Empty Room even go?
It's totally. Such a name
Oh yeah.
in an empty room.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing I
Yeah.
would ever do.
Well, say what you were gonna say first.
This song has a totally neutral charge for me. Like I feel
Yeah.
neither positive nor negative about it. It's
I
fine.
didn't remember it when I looked at the title.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I do like the
Weird that it's a
classic-
song called Empty Room and there's no distinguishing
Yeah.
characteristics.
I do like that it has that really classic Arcade Fire driving rhythm there.
Sure.
Like that's like what their
Mhm.
that's their bread and butter.
Sure.
That fucking
That's where Papa Win Butler lives.
What the fuck did you say? I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Yeah.
This is a great song again. Of Arcade Fire songs, I would say this one is probably my most Spotify playlisted.
Wow,
Like
really?
it just pops in all over the place. It's not necessarily on purpose. Like I used to say that the Andrew Bird song "Effigy" is the song that comes up most in shuffle. Not that you necessarily like it the most; it's just the song that you hear the most often.
Yeah.
I've like it's just a song that you accidentally play all the time.
You
And
know-
City with No Children, it's just like it's got that great like yeah,
That's exactly what I was gonna say too.
Very
That guitar
satisfying
part is
guitar
fucking
part.
awesome. Because
And-
it's just so simple.
Yeah.
It's that one bass note doing like it's so great.
And the melody is just like
Super
it's
simple.
It's so satisfying. It's like I drove down to Houston on a highway that was underground.
yeah.
And I was listening to that song earlier, and this is I was thinking about this with City with No Children. I was thinking this song would be good no matter who was doing it. Like any band with enough guitars. That's a good song.
Well,
If you're a band right now and you're looking for like, hey, what's a cool song we could cover? Do City with No Children. That
I
song,
feel
it's
like-
going to be a
I feel
guaranteed
like-
crowd pleaser.
I feel like Bruce Springsteen needs to cover that song, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Because if you imagine him
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
like you can imagine that like Max Weinberg would make it all big and huge, but like they would just sound good doing it.
I was just listening to an episode of Jimmy Pardo's podcast, and there was a guy who used to be a writer on Conan O'Brien, and he says that Max Weinberg
Is a
like
piece
the
of
biggest
shit.
dick.
Yeah. Yeah, you know where I heard that? You know where I heard that is
What?
what's his name? Starburns.
Oh yeah, Dino.
Dino Stamatopoulos or whatever.
Wow, I can't believe that I heard two different stories about Max Weinberg being a piece of shit in recent memory and didn't connect those dots.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
And also the thing with Max Weinberg is like I remember Conan used to make jokes about when Max Weinberg wasn't there, he still had to introduce them as Max Weinberg in the Max Weinberg 7.
Oh yeah.
And I remember Conan O'Brien made a joke one time about like I have to say Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7 even when he isn't here.
Interesting.
Like through contracts. And I remember thinking then, like, I bet that guy's a piece of shit.
See, I always thought Max Weinberg was kind of cool just because, like, he plays drums with that left-hand stick position that, like, nobody does.
Yep.
Very classic, like, jazzy thing.
Yes.
But he still plays, like, these big, crazy drums, and he still manages to do it. Like, I mean, I guess I haven't actually seen the E Street Band live before, but I've seen lots of videos and stuff. It's like, man, that dude still throws down for
Here's
like
what
3
I'll say
hours.
about the stories about Max Weinberg being a piece of shit. If you are Bruce Springsteen's drummer, you're the drummer for the E Street Band, and you decide you're going to be the front man to a talk show band before anybody else had done it. This is before the Roots were on it, before John Baptiste started making a name for himself anywhere
The
else.
only cool guy out there was Jay Leno's buddy, Kevin.
Who wasn't cool.
I liked Kevin.
Fuck Jay Leno, fuck Kevin. And
What I liked about Kevin was that Kevin would, like, punctuate. He would, like, laugh at Jay Leno's jokes and do a little riff on his guitar. So he'd be like,
yeah, but the thing with the thing with Kevin was that it was like,
because he couldn't do a rim shot. So he
well,
had to-
my bit with Kevin was like, it's like he just came off to me as like Jay Leno's black friend. You
He
know what I
was.
mean? Like, yeah, but I'm
he was a
like,
pioneer of the genre.
Yeah, but I meant like a token version of that.
The
you know
two
what I
two
mean?
of the
Like,
greatest black friends of all time, Kevin from Jay Leno and Bagger Vance.
Yeah. Well, and so if you're Max Weinberg, I'm a huge drummer. As far as drummers are concerned, you're arguably one of the most famous drummers of all time. It's like you and Ringo Starr, right?
And like Max Roach,
Who the fuck is Max Roach?
jazz drummer, fucking rules.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I'm not counting like I'm not thinking of like you know the
Jazz
I wanna say
musician-
Chick Corea,
jazz
but
musicians who
that's not
died
him.
penniless?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just thinking of. Well, I was thinking of mostly like band drummers too.
Yeah.
I was thinking kind of more like contemporary in the idea.
Yeah.
It's like Ringo
Dave
Starr.
Grohl.
Dave Grohl. Yep. But Dave Grohl is also not even really famous for being he's famous for being the drummer.
He's famous for being the drummer for not, but probably arguably more famous for being in the Foo Fighters.
Well, but also his fame of being a drummer came from afterwards when people regarded Nirvana so highly, you know?
I believe this is something I've said on the podcast before, but Dave Grohl is one of the few celebrities that I've seen in person who you just look at him and you go, yeah, famous guy.
Yeah.
Like, even if you didn't know who Dave Grohl was, you'd be like, that looks like a famous guy.
You know, so you're Max Weinberg, and then you got to deal with the staff for Conan O'Brien's talk show. And you're used to being treated like a rock star. And then you go day in and day out where people go, "Hi, Max." And
You know what's
you
weird,
know what
though?
I mean? So
Well,
it's
here's the
kind
thing.
of like,
If Max Weinberg is as much of an asshole as he seems like, and if Conan O'Brien is as much of an asshole as he seems like, what a fucking nightmare land that show must have been to work for.
Well,
Which
I
is
think that
amazing that
Conan
such
O'Brien
great
is-
talent made it through.
well, I think that Conan O'Brien, I like Conan just fine. I mean, I don't watch him often.
Did you
But-
watch the documentary about Conan O'Brien Can't
Yeah,
Stop?
Yeah. He seems like a guy who got pampered a lot,
No,
is what it comes off to me. I don't necessarily...
He seems like a dick.
I don't necessarily attribute it to him being a dick. I think it's like he's used
I'm
to
Team
everybody.
Leno.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Leno got robbed.
No, I think he's used to everybody in the room laughing because they're paid to laugh, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I think that he grew up that way. You know, he got that show when he was pretty young. The first show there.
How
And
weird is it that he got that job after being a writer on The Simpsons?
It's super weird.
It's so weird.
So
Like, I mean, it's even now, it's remarkable enough that, like, Joe Mandy has, like, on-camera work on Modern Family at this. It's, like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's, like, that's a modern marvel.
Well, so I will say, Max Weinberg, is he a dick? Probably.
This of
But
course, has been
do I
our
blame
sub...
him? No.
Yeah, this has been our sub-podcast of Max Weinberg's an asshole. Which is just our all-purpose podcast. Like, anytime we
it's
want to
about
talk about
anybody.
anything else,
Yeah.
it's just another episode
Yeah.
of Max Weinberg's an asshole.
Yeah. Half-Light #1.
Half-Light #1.
Fucking throw it in the garbage.
Yes. So Half-Light #1. Yeah. I listened to it earlier today, and I have almost no recollection of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, also, I could not tell you. We're jumping ahead, but I could not tell you anything about Sprawl 1 either.
It's
like,
kind of the same.
There's like
story.
I know there's like a kind of cascading like
Yeah, I mean the music's
guitar part
pretty in both of them, but I just don't. It's like
the guitar part in this in Sprawl 1 is like a slowed down version of the System of a Down song Aerials.
Here's how I feel about Half-Light and Sprawl 1. They pop up and I go, awesome, Half-Light 2 is about to come on. That's how I feel. Awesome, Sprawl 2 is about to happen.
Yeah.
Also, how funny is it that they have like a complete switch where Half-Light 1 is a Regine song and it's boring as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Half-Light 2 is a Win song and it's great. And then Sprawl 1 is a Win song and Sprawl 2 is a Regine song and it's incredible. Yeah, it's like a complete flip on the...
To speak about how boring Half-Light 1 is, I didn't even really remember it was a Regine song. I don't even know it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of it now.
I can't remember.
I'm like, Half-Light.
Yeah.
Half-Light. Half bright.
It's kind of like
waking
that.
up every night in the Half-Light.
You went like lounge singer.
Yeah.
Or like kids song. So let's just skip right to it. No celebration. Half-Light 2.
Do you remember? Okay. I'm going to talk about this, and I'm not going to be able to find the fucking clip, so no one will believe me. But you and me and Brittany accidentally predicted this song because we were in the basement at Dad's house like a week before this album came out, and we were just fucking around playing music.
Clip.
Yeah, and I was
talking
playing
about the song. Yeah,
I was playing drums. I was playing like a Half-Light type thing, and you kind of just started doing like this wordless, like whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
And it was like remarkably similar. And then like a week later, this song came out.
I have that clip,
Okay, good.
so I don't remember it sounding like this song.
It's not like that. It's not like that U2 song that was a ripoff of it's not like Every Breaking Wave versus No Cars Go.
Right.
But it was just there was a similar quality and it was surprising. Like had we kept at it for another 2 hours, we might have accidentally written Half-Light 2.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say you're remembering that wrong, but we will also... We'll hear it in the clip.
Okay, we'll play the clip right now, and if we don't have it, we will play just like a random clip from like David Foster Wallace and David Lipsky talking. I've got more David Foster Wallace audio I got to use.
Okay.
All right, it'll be a clip of David Foster Wallace, then a clip of Chance the Rapper.
Okay, great. See,
Okay.
compromise. That's how hosting. Podcast goes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, we should probably do an episode of our show Acid Chats, conversation about Chance the Rapper.
Chance, Acid Rapper.
Chance the Rapper's been up to some cool shit, man.
Yeah, he is. I like that he's using his fame immediately as,
Yes.
all right, so I'm going to go off and do some good shit.
Today, he announced that he was donating $1 million to Chicago public schools, which I was like, how does Chance the Rapper already have $1 million?
Yeah.
And yeah, every indie musician who's ever like shared a festival stage with Chance the Rapper, you know, like Ed Drost from Grizzly Bear was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. That's the thing.
What have I been doing wrong?
Well, and I think,
Chance.
well, it's like you signed to a record label, you fucking idiot. That's what you did wrong. all that money's in his pocket right now.
Is
dude.
that how Chance the Rapper makes money? Or does he makes money from like writing other people's songs and stuff?
Well, that is
I have
side
no
work in
idea
my
how a
mind.
person
No,
makes
the way
money
he
as
makes
a
money
musician.
is the way he makes money is appearances.
Mm-hmm.
On look at all the fucking television shows he went on. I don't know how much they would pay whatever, but
I assume to be on
assume
SNL
that
they pay you about $25.
No, I mean I assume that general appearances and stuff like that maybe not, but I mean he was on everything.
Sure. Yep.
He tours. All of that money goes to him, and costs.
Yep.
You know, for whatever, tour merch, which he sells online. I mean,
Yes.
those Chance 3 hats alone.
Are you wearing the Chance 3 hat right now?
No,
No.
I'm not. But I will also say that. No, I will put this out as a promotion
should
for
really-
the Darius Inn in Block Island, off the coast of Rhode Island. They're good people.
Yeah.
Darius Inn.
No, I'm sure they are.
That's
But
the hat that I'm wearing. That was unclear.
yeah. No, I was gonna say you should definitely wear the Chance 3 hat all month long because it's the third month of the year.
That's a good point.
So you should walk around like 3, and then you should find a hat that says 4 on it for April.
How awesome would it be if I had monthly hats?
Yeah, you should wear,
We're
wear a
gonna do
number
that.
hat. Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Yeah. Ideally, I would like to just always wear like whatever the date is on my body. So like like a hat that says 1 and then like or 3 today. So like if I had a hat that said 3 and then my shirt says 6 on it. Like so the year we're not going to get into that, but or maybe my shoes. Like one shoe says 1, one shoe says 7.
Yeah.
So that I could wear the same pair of shoes all year.
Because you'd only have one. Yeah, because you'd have one pair of
This
shoes.
is what I'm going to do if I ever get Chance the Rapper money, which I was thinking about that because Chance has been like buying out movie theaters in Chicago for the day. And so he'll just tweet like, hey, I bought out every showing of Get Out at this movie theater in Chicago today. Go ahead. Go see it for free.
Oh, man, it's going to be really sad when Chance the Rapper runs out of money next year.
Yeah, I know. But
Does
I
this
was
guy
thinking...
not understand what happened to like every celebrity that handled their money poorly?
But I like that that's the kind of thing that he's
the
choosing
man
to do.
for doing it, yeah.
I was telling Chris the other day, I remembered when one time Jory and I were talking about like what we would do if we had like fuck you money.
Yeah, fuck you money, yeah.
And he said he would like to just like he would just go to a grocery store and just like go down the lines and check out, just give everybody like $100. And I was like, that is cool. Like, you're just like, hey, I'm buying your groceries. I'm buying everybody's groceries, you know? And that's a cool thing that you could do if you had Chance the Rapper money. And the fact that he's, like, giving everybody, like, free screenings of, like, Get Out and Hidden Figures and stuff, it's like, I like that.
Here's my problem. I'm just coming up with this now. I had to renew my license this morning.
Okay.
It costs $50 to renew your license.
That is true.
A lot of people don't have $50 to fucking spend, right? Like,
yes.
So I would be like, you know, I'd go to some neighborhood like
you'd hang out at the DMV all day.
No. No, but I would put out like an ad in the newspaper that would be like, I pay for people's identifications because everyone needs a fucking ID. Look at what happened with voting and everything like that in the past few years, where it's like people don't have identification because they can't fucking afford it, or it just hasn't, you know, or they're homeless where they don't write your address. I don't have an address. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of problems with IDs. Morgan Little's fuck you money is not going to fix that. But I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of places that, like, $50, it comes down to I'm going to feed my kid or I'm going to fucking go renew my license.
If I had that kind of fuck you money, I would keep it. Isn't it weird that we're already 8 tracks into it? This is the weird thing about the Suburbs. That's the halfway point of the album.
Yeah.
But it's like that shit blurs by.
It does. Well, it's a short album. It's an
like
hour
month
and
of
4
May
minutes long.
isn't even yet. Month of May isn't in the first 8 tracks?
No.
What the fuck?
I know.
Okay. So sorry, you said Suburban War is the next
this
one.
This album has a good back half too, which is hard to find on
arguably
a
a better back half than the second half.
Yes and no.
Arguably the better first half back than the back first back.
Yeah, is that is by the way?
I believe that's what I said. I believe I recreated it perfectly twice.
Did I start this whole conversation by saying it's? No, I just
said it's got a strong back half. Yes.
I was going to say, did I say originally it's got a better back half than the front half, and then we went on a whole tear about it?
No.
Okay, so Suburban War is the 9th track.
Yeah.
Great song.
Great song. I read once that Wynn and Regine had a big argument over this song because Wynn wanted it to be a lot faster. And she was
Interesting.
like, no, it should be slow.
And they went with her.
Yeah, they went with her like mid-tempo version.
Yeah.
Which it's the guitar part is cool. Like the kind of noodly picky guitar part thing that goes throughout the whole thing.
It's super awesome.
It's very cool.
I mean, like that's one of the when I was talking about the guitar parts earlier.
Yeah.
That's one of those guitar parts where you're like, "Fuck,
It's
man, you got it right."
It's like it is a sui generis guitar part. You know, it's not like It's not like any other riff in really any other way. It's this very wandery, windy, fold back on itself, cool guitar part.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like the whole. It's just a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Track 10 is Month of May.
Month of May. So, this song, of course, was a great gift to me when I was making monthly vlogs.
Yeah. What do you got to say about Month of May? I mean, it's the premise of our it's the title of our podcast.
I didn't even think about that. It's true. It is.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a cool, like, you know, it's I just assumed like they recorded that
I really
album
didn't
in May.
like it when I first heard it.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of was like, what the fuck is this?
I remember thinking like, oh, Arcade Fire's getting a little more punk rock because it was like
I think
very
that's the
upbeat.
point is that it's supposed to be like punk rock. But is it like I kind of took it as like the suburban garage band.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what you think of it, or
yeah,
like 'cause they're
it's
like
kind
performing a song like
the
out of the suburbs?
The
kind of
way
thing?
that you begin to break out of your suburban cycle or whatever is like by making art.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I get that.
Although if you try to make a story out of the suburbs, then it's like if you start a band in your garage and that's the beginning of your path to transcendence. But then you're like, wait a minute. Like 4 tracks ago was Rococo, and you were like talking shit about kids who are like you're basically like,
well, that's
like
why I
Rococo
feel
is
like
like talking shit about kids who are the same kids that are starting bands.
That's the thing with this album is that I feel like their topic they don't like. There's no real fluid story or anything
Right.
like that. It's all just like little pieces out of this
Which
world.
isn't to say
It's not
that
a bad thing.
Yeah, isn't to say that an album even needs to have a coherent worldview or any particular.
No, it doesn't. But when you're going to name an album "The Suburbs" and have the whole premise be songs from the suburbs,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
you know, you expect a little bit of that. I'm not saying they have to do it. I'm
No,
not saying that
and
that's a
honestly,
drawback,
all
but
they really need to do is fucking cut Rococo from this album, and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
All you need to do.
that's probably true.
Swap it out with Speaking in Tongues. Get 2 T.S. Eliot references on the proper album.
Speaking in tongues, I was just like, all right, I get it.
I like David Byrne, and I like that David Byrne kind of fucked their shit up a little bit because David Byrne, he does that like, speaking in tongues, but then also there's this part where there's all these kind of like weird animal noises that I swear they emailed that track to David Byrne and they sent it to him, and then he sent it back to them with like, I was like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck did David Byrne do to our song?
And into my world now. Come out of your head. And into
Well,
I knew we should have just sent him the track. I knew we should have brought him in.
that's the thing.
David Byrne's just like hanging out.
When I heard that song, I was like, what did David Byrne even do? Like, I didn't even really get it.
He just did the backing vocals and he made noises.
You don't
I
have
think.
him sing a verse just because you have his name on the fucking album.
If
on the track.
if David Byrne takes my call, I'm like, sing my whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what bothered me was it was like, well, the reason they don't have it on the album is because it's like, well, what the fuck was even the point? It's like that John Mayer song with Taylor Swift in it that she literally sings like 2 lines in the song. And it's like, why the fuck did you even have her do it? What was the point?
Because that was how long John Mayer could stand having Taylor Swift in the studio with him.
Yeah.
One take. Great.
I might be mixing that up with that Katy Perry one, but I don't think I am. Wasted Hours, track 11. I love Wasted Hours.
Is that it's wasted hours? Wasted hours in parentheses, a life that we could live.
Not on my version.
That's
of
what it is on Spotify, which confused me because I heard it and like there's like a 2-minute section at the end that I listened to today that I was like, I feel like I've never heard this before.
On my iTunes. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is straight up off the app. Why wouldn't they
Yeah.
update it or whatever?
No.
if it
It's true.
wasn't-
I think we talked about it a little bit because of Life of Pablo, but it's like some Leaves of Grass shit. Like Walt Whitman released like 7 different versions of Leaves of Grass. So it's like, which version are you talking about? Arcade Fire's vinyl version of the Suburbs, intriguingly, has a particular trick in the vinyl so that the end of We Used to Wait loops infinitely.
What?
Like the last 16 bars of the song or whatever just play on and on and on and on and on forever.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but also annoying if you just want to have it. Well, but kind of cool too.
I mean,
'Cause,
it's
like,
only annoying if you never heard that before, and
Yeah.
then you sit there like a fucking idiot, and you go, "What's happening?
But yeah, but it could be kind of cool
My
to like.
vinyl's broken."
It'd be kind of cool to have like a party where you just like let that part play for as long as possible.
And then see what people do. See how
It's-
long it takes before somebody starts screaming.
Yeah, it's like one time I had to wait for Christy, and so I was like at a Walmart for like an hour, and I listened to I put the Animal Collective song "What Would I Want Sky" on
Oh my
loop.
God, that
and I was
song.
like, how many times can I listen to this song before I go insane?
Yeah.
And the answer was like 4.5.
I mean, that song is incredible.
That's a good song.
Okay, so I think we're talking track 12, and I think it's Deep Blue. Yeah, it is.
Deep Blue.
I don't have much to say about Deep Blue.
I will say that one of the things that I've always remembered for a long time is that there was an interview with Marcus Mumford in Rolling Stone one time, and he praised the line Kasparov Deep Blue 1996 or whatever. And he was like talking about what an evocative line that was. And I was like, is that really an evocative line, or is that just like a line from like a encyclopedia?
Well, here's what I'll say about Marcus Mumford. That guy can fucking suck a dick.
In my place and time.
I fucking hate Mumford and Sons, and I swear to God, I keep getting people whenever I post a thing about like doing covers again, because I thought about doing a 7 for 7. Immediately, people are like, "You should do this song by Mumford and Sons," and I'm like, I wish I could hit a delete button on you, and you wouldn't be allowed to listen to the Mild Revolution ever again because you don't fucking get me.
Let me say this: I think the Mumford and Sons. Why did that sound so weird coming out of my mouth?
Because you put a "the" in front of it.
I think the Mumford and Sons. I think they're they have a song called "Roll Away Your Stone." That's pretty good.
I
think
hate you right
I
now.
think
I
I
can't
think
fucking
white
believe that
white
you're
white
arguing
blank
fucking-
page. That song it sucks, but Taylor Swift does a cover of it that's good. And I think the only really nice thing you can say about Mumford and Sons was when they had that kind of folk music Grammys showdown with the Avett Brothers.
Yeah.
Like that.
The number one piece of evidence that they're fucking manufactured.
Sure,
They showed up in
absolutely.
hobo gear. Nobody
And that's
told
the
them it
thing,
was
though.
an award show.
They played that shit exactly right. That was why Mumford and Sons became huge that day, and Avett Brothers did not. They played it right. However,
Fucking nonsense.
you know what I mean? But, and then I had another nice thing to say about Marcus Mumford. I can't remember what it was.
I'm glad you forgot.
In the same interview, he does call
God,
attention.
I can't believe this is going
in
on
the
right
same
now.
interview, which I have like a photographic memory for everything I read in Rolling Stone from
Yeah,
like
you do. You have a
2007 to
weird-
2011. So Marcus Mumford, he also called attention to the line, "Never trust a millionaire," quoting the Sermon on the Mount. And the second half of that line, which is, "I used to think I was not like them or him, whatever, but I'm beginning to have my doubts." The line from City with No Children,
Mm-hmm.
which is a great line, and it's the Iron Man 3 of Arcade Fire lyrics.
Okay.
Because it is this self-aware, self-deconstructing, awesome thing. And if you're paying attention to it, it's great and it's thrilling. And it's like, it's so cool that the things that you might, like Aaron Sorkin and Lena Dunham and every other popular maligned person in the world, you realize that if you're paying enough attention, these people are anticipating and addressing the criticisms against them. And the problem is that the people who criticize them aren't paying enough attention to notice. And so...
Okay, I'm with you on that.
So
also, fuck Marcus Mumford.
The best thing that Marcus Mumford did in his life is call attention to that lyric And also record Fare Thee Well with Oscar Isaac for the Inside Llewyn Davis theme song.
All right, so we're all in
soundtrack.
agreement. Marcus Mumford should probably just fucking go back to where he came from.
Which I believe, of course, is an English coal mine in the 1920s.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I hate this fucking. All right, whatever. I'm not going on.
The
a tear
Marcus
about
Mumford,
fucking
the Marcus Mumford
songs.
we deserve is the big guy who plays the accordion in the Felice Brothers.
I think, yeah, sure.
He is the true Highlander, and someday he must duel Marcus Mumford.
The Marcus Mumford that we deserve is fucking Scott Avett. That's a guy who is the fucking real deal. Fucking, it's like everything. It's. Remember when we talked about like Lumineers like got all their fucking clothes from Arcade Fire, like post funeral.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. It's all fucking they dress in a certain way to be like, aren't we fucking folky and like look at my bandana.
Here's what I'll say about Scott Avett. Okay?
Yeah.
Scott Avett can call me when he fucking denounces Pat McCrory.
She puts her hands against the life she had.
I've had trouble with the Avett brothers recently because I'm still mad at Seth Avett for cheating on his wife. And he has that song that's like, you don't know the whole story. And it's kind of like, but I kind of do, right? Because you fucked Dexter's sister on the road and your wife left you, right? Like,
Can we talk about musicians that we like making these songs? I'm thinking about Dave Longstreth right now and this
Who
Dirty
is Dave
Projectors
Longstreth?
album.
Oh, right.
And like the extremely explicit detail with which that album is about his breakup with Amber Kaufman.
Yeah.
And like, I understand that, like, Keep Your Name seems like it's written from Amber Kaufman's perspective.
Yeah.
So like when he says like, what I want from art is truth, what you want is fame, stuff like that.
Well, and call yourself the Dirty Projectors.
But even still, from either perspective, whether he's literally just making it a diss track about her or he's making it a diss track about himself written from her perspective, both of them are kind of a bad look because they're like a little bit too specific. And I get that it's like, you know, his authentic breakup feelings and everything, and I get that it's a baller ass track, but like still some of the like really, really specific references to like Dirty Projector's history and stuff in the lyrics of that album make me uncomfortable.
There's weird it's that Swing Low Magellan track he references too. I read it. I didn't.
And he mentions writing "Stillness Is the Move" in one of the songs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I don't necessarily want to be this involved in your drama.
I loved it. I loved the album, and I'm super into it. Keep Your Name. I was emotionally like invested in when I heard it. And I
was
started
too.
texting you about it.
I was too. When it got to the kind of spoken word rap part, I was like,
that threw me.
Strapping myself in a little bit here.
Yeah, that threw me for sure. But I also
I wrote it
kinda
out
was like,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So, yeah. I mean, it is. It's. I get it. I get your point of view, but I also kind of feel like, though we don't know her. You know.
No,
what I mean?
I know.
It's not like I know her personally, where I'm like, boy, he really said some shit about you in that album. You know what I mean?
But like they still like write songs together and shit. So they're this is some.
Do they? What do you mean?
He wrote Amber Kaufman's like new single from her. He co-wrote it with her from her new solo album.
Did they write it together like 8 months ago?
I don't know. Unless Dave Longstreth specifically mentions it in a Dirty Projector song. I don't know what the detail is.
We can work together as being like, no, we can't.
What's that last song called?
I don't know.
The last song with that like organ part is sick.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I kind of like I listened. The only things I've re-listened to are the ones that I really picked out as my favorites, like Up in Hudson. Is it Up in Hudson?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
I will say that I love that that this new Dirty Projectors album is like kind of a stronger advancement of like the future sound that everybody's kind of doing, like. The most recent Bon Iver and the most recent Frank Ocean and several other albums recently have all had that kind of we've warped and auto-tuned our voices so much that we might as well all be the same band. Like James Blake, like why doesn't James Blake, Frank Ocean, and Justin Vernon all just form one band rather than releasing separate albums, kind of thing? But I like that Dirty Projectors has taken those tools and moved it a few feet forward. Like somebody needed to do that.
I was really impressed with it. Everything that I heard on that album, I'm like, dude, he's thinking of stuff that people aren't thinking of. You know what I mean? It's like hearing No Intention for the first time. You're like, this guy knows something that we don't know.
He's the Henrik Ibsen of his time.
I don't get that reference.
Henrik Ibsen was a playwright, and he wrote this play called Ghosts, which is, by the way, I think we're coming up on it's the 100-year anniversary of Ghosts. When it was initially released, it was reviled by critics because it had this extremely, extremely dark ending. And Henrik Ibsen wrote to one of his friends. He said, in 10 years, everyone's going to love this play. But 10 years from now, I'll be 10 years ahead of them, so I'll take no satisfaction from it.
Interesting.
And he was like, that's going to be my life. Everyone's going to hate the shit that I do while I do it. 10 years later, they realize I'm a genius, but I'll have already moved on so far that I won't be able to feel anything positive about it because I'll already hate the thing that I did back then. And he was right.
I hope that's me.
Everybody wants to be Henrik Ibsen, really.
Can that be me?
That is the right way to feel.
Because yeah.
Some people go, oh, shit, it sucks that Henrik Ibsen's art wasn't appreciated in his time. And then other people go that fucking guy got it.
Yeah, I hope that's me.
Yeah.
All right.
Read Ghosts. Great play.
I'm going to.
It'll fuck you up. We Used to Wait.
Great
awesome song.
Great song. From this, as soon as the We Used to Wait part is introduced at about 2.5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Obviously it's great up until then too, but as soon as that driving part starts.
Yeah. And the riff thing toward the end,
and also the last.
We used to wait for it. We used to wait.
Yeah,
that part
that
fucking
stuff.
rules. And then when it kicks in super hard, they just keep going.
I love that. I love that that rolling organ part at the end. The last 20 seconds of that song, it's got a weird Doors feel to it, which I am not a big Doors fan. When I heard it, I originally thought that. And that
I'm not a big fan of Doors either. There's no Doors in my house.
Yeah, I know, right?
Noticed.
Yeah. So that whole song, as soon as the We Used to Wait part is introduced, and then it just keeps progressing.
Sure.
The rest of it, each part, as soon as it starts driving, as soon as it's the last 20 seconds where they pick it up even more.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That whole song is crazy.
What do you think about the general message of that song, which is this kind of this message about whatever, changing communication, changing in people's patience. It's kind of it's kind of like a fancier version of people saying oh, now nobody reads books anymore because all I do is read tweets. But it's not that basic. It's a slightly more generous complaint about changing technology. I was going to say that I think that this song is the prime example of me giving the politics of the suburbs a little bit of a pass, because even in 2010, the idea that was hey, we used to write letters, now we don't anymore. I was kind of shut up. But it was I don't care because this song's so good.
Yeah.
It was the difference between Neon Bible and the Suburbs is that for whatever reason, the songs and the hooks and shit in the Suburbs got into me harder than the stuff in Neon Bible did. And so I forgave the same sins.
Sure. Yeah, I fucking totally get that. I think that we all do that with albums and things like that. We or bands specifically. I don't know. That kind of I got Shosh Lick in my hand right now. Hi.
She's apologizing for the past hour of going nuts.
God,
when we talk about We Used to Wait, first of all, I very strongly remember Arcade Fire's SNL performance of that.
Yeah.
When Butler like ran up into the camera's face, like chased the camera off the stage. That was cool.
Yeah.
And also, we have to talk about The Wilderness Downtown.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. What the?
Possibly the greatest interactive music video of all time.
Yeah.
Where
What did they
you went
do?
to the website and you put in your address. It said like, where did you
That's
grow
what it
up?
was.
And you put in your address, and it uses images from Google Maps to basically set the music video in your hometown, in your street.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. And it was.
It was incredible. It was.
And the thing is, they did it at the right time, too, because now Google Maps is like so much more updating to the minute all the time that your hometown street doesn't necessarily look like it used to or whatever. But like, it was like those first images.
I wonder if you can still do that. I wonder if the website's still up.
Good question.
We should look into that.
It was, you know.
Internet, look into that for us.
I feel like Arcade Fire didn't necessarily follow through a lot on the promise of The Wilderness Downtown, although that was great itself. But it was like around the time when people were starting to realize that, you know, the internet's going to win over TV. And so music videos and these other pieces of technology are maybe going to go away.
I'm with that.
And so Arcade Fire was
Totally.
like, well, here's a new version of that.
Yeah.
Here's a new piece of, it's a music video that's also internet art. And I don't know what the name. I don't know what the name of the artist is that worked with them to create The Wilderness Downtown, but it was an amazing thing. And I mean, everyone, you would do it with like all your friends. You'd put one of your friends in front of the computer and have them do it, and everybody was affected the same way. You know, like it worked, and it wasn't, and like
That was for We Used to Wait?
Yeah. Nobody was like cynical about it. Everybody was at least kind of moved by it. Does it work?
It's got one of those scrolling like bars that's just waiting for this guy.
Oh, so maybe it's dead.
Oh, you know what? No, though, it's because you're looking at it on an iPhone, and iPhones don't necessarily have flash, so you'd probably have to watch it on a computer.
Interesting.
So it's probably still there. But yeah, The Wilderness Downtown. Shout out to that website / music video project, because that was really something.
They really did start to try and... One of the things I really dig about the Arcade Fire is that they are like experimental outside of their music.
Sure. They helped push Colbert Report to the next level.
The Neon Bible album that I have is the special edition one that they released. It's a hologram, whatever that's right. When
Yeah.
you turn it like this, hologram cover, and it has flip books on the inside. These 2 or 3 little flip books that are like synchronized swimmers in black pools. It's weird.
Is this an episode of our podcast about CD packaging? Hey man, nice package.
I'm bound to pack it up. I'm bound to pack it up and go away.
Do you remember the Casadega album art?
I do, with the scanning.
Yeah, the viewer
secret
thing.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was a very cool one.
What else?
Yeezus, no packaging.
No packaging. Yeah,
That was cool.
That's cool. I'm trying to think of. Didn't Conor Oberst do something else? No, maybe not.
The DVD of David Fincher's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo looks like a burned CDR with the name of the album name of the movie written in Sharpie on it.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah.
Always like that.
The Memento DVD packaging
Special
was
edition
annoying
of that.
because it's like a
Yeah,
medical file.
It's like
you have to like
blue,
unfold all
yeah,
this shit.
It is. It's a blue folder. Yeah.
You have to like put aside a bunch of different like filing folders and stuff, and like you can't fucking figure out which disc is even the right one.
Our mother just brought over to our house. I haven't even checked to see if the discs are in it. She came with a bag of stuff that was mine or yours or whatever. It was like I don't know. Anyway, one of the things in it was a case for Fear and Loathing, the special edition of Fear and Loathing. It was either mine or yours. I think it was mine. But you pull it out, so the actual cover itself is on the plastic outside, and when you pull it out, it's just like a desert.
Oh yeah. That's
So when
cool.
you slide it back in, there's
Yeah.
actual cover. When you take it out, there's no cover on it.
The fact that our mother keeps giving us all the stuff from our childhood, despite the fact that we're like not old and like it's not like she's like moving to a retirement home or something. She's just like, take all these memories, please.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is like a Suburbs song.
I had a weird. You sent a weird bag to me.
I've had a bag of
with
your stuff.
2 random vinyls
Yes.
and all of my report cards from like the 3rd and 4th grade.
Okay, together those are a weird package. The 2
It
vinyls.
was a really weird package to receive through our sister.
I picked up-
Zach left a bag for you, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder what he gave me."
The vinyls I picked up at an estate sale for you.
I have one of the vinyls already.
Weird.
I know.
Those were like
I
some
know.
weird family
Like-
covers Hank Williams songs.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I have one of those already.
Weird.
Um,
Yeah, but I had a bag of your report cards
that was
here
a
for
weird
while.
bag. That was a weird bag to get. All right, so Sprawl 1, Flatland. Don't care.
Once again, I have a really difficult time even recalling the
Yeah,
song, and I heard
me
it 2
too.
hours ago.
Yeah, me too.
It's not that it's necessarily bad. Again, it's like Empty Room. It's a song with a neutral charge.
Yeah, and then Sprawl 2, Mountains Beyond Mountains, the song.
Living in the sprawl, dead shopping malls, rise like mountains beyond mountains, and there's no end in sight. I need the darkness, someone please cut the lights.
Yeah. Arguably the best Arcade Fire song. I mean, Neighborhood Number 1 has nostalgic,
sentimental feel
sentimental
to it, yeah.
value, and it's kind of the first song that really got me into Arcade Fire. But Mountains Beyond Mountains, god damn, that's a good song.
Yeah, Intervention, Neighborhood Number 1, Sprawl 2.
And you
These
know
are all
what-
songs that are in the running for best.
You know what
song.
Intervention and Sprawl 2 have in common is this kind of like this particular syncopation where like all the elements of the song, the drums and the synth and the whatever else kind of lock into each other, and there's like this kind of like, you know, you could almost
A
Joshi.
dog is wrestling him right now.
At a certain point, every element of the song locks into place, and it's just the interaction of all the elements and all the constituent parts is so good. Another example is Karma Police, like the end of Karma Police, when it's even just instrumental, and it's like the piano and the bass and the acoustic guitar and the drums. It's just like the world's most satisfying syncopation. And Mountains Beyond Mountains is one of those rarefied tracks.
Yeah, I mean, man, they just hit it at every aspect of the song.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great.
And we've mentioned before, and said we were going to talk about this, but we kind of already did, which is just that Mountains Beyond Mountains also kind of presages what Reflector is going to be like.
Yes, we did talk about
Yeah.
that. And I'm with that. I get that.
I don't even know if that was the intention, but it was almost like when they got back into the studio, they were like, you know, it was fucking fun. Mountains Beyond Mountains. What if
Yeah.
we made a whole album that was like Mountains Beyond Mountains?
Well, and I think there is. Yeah, I mean, I who knows what we should ask him. We should be like, hey.
Yeah. Well,
What's
on
the
the
fucking deal?
on the eventual timeline of this podcast, much like Are You Talking You Two to Me, when we miraculously end up interviewing Arcade Fire and end up like stunned out of our minds and don't know what the fuck to say.
The fact
Maybe
that
one of
they
us will be like,
ended up,
"Hey, was Mountains Beyond Mountains kind of like season 4 of Weeds for you guys?" And they'll be like,
It's-
"What?"
Can I just say, like, on the
No, actually, the better version is if I say to Win and Regine, like, "So when you guys did Mountains Beyond Mountains, that was like a Weeds season 4 episode 10 thing, right?" And they'd be like, "Exactly."
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Us interviewing the Arcade Fire on the like spectrum of reality is more likely than Scott Aukerman and Adam Scott interviewing U2.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it is fucking crazy that they did that.
It
With
is.
us, it would be like,
You know what?
miraculously
Honestly,
somehow we'd end up like near the Arcade Fire. But like,
if another album's coming out soon, Arcade Fire is going to theoretically go on tour. I mean, they might just keep doing bullshitty festivals forever like assholes. But if they do like play a genuine tour someday again, I'll fucking start sending emails. I'm getting
you're getting
good
at getting press passes.
Yeah, I'm getting good at emailing publicists.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for every 3 publicists that I accidentally alienate with some stupid comment or tipping my hand too much about what the podcast's about or something, there's going to be one that I get through to.
By the way, you know what we will get held up on is they'll go, yeah, you can interview him. What's the name of the podcast? And we'll go, there's some gray area there.
They're screaming at us, we don't need your kind.
So, all right, so Sprawl 2, and then it's just the Suburbs continued or whatever they refer to it
Which
as.
is like,
It's
does that
like
really
a
count as a
no,
song?
It doesn't.
It's
It's like 30 seconds long.
And it's
at
like
most.
it's a dramatic conceit, but it's kind of stupid. And Shoshi, quiet.
Well, why even list it? Leave it unlisted.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
Untitled track at the end. you
yeah.
know?
And I guess I don't really get. I guess you know,
Or write the Suburbs intro as your first track, the Suburbs outro as your last track.
and
Boom.
certainly there's like a lot of hay to be made about like the death of the album, you know, and there's probably like a chapter in the Jonathan Franzen book. I haven't read about it, but like I don't know that it really matters. I don't know. I don't know that I really care about the death of the album as a physical object and the like little ticks and stylistic flourishes that were inherent to the form, or I don't know what I'm fucking saying anymore. You know what? You know why? I got derailed in the middle of my thought because I was like, man, you know, Arcade Fire did really move the needle for music videos, and then they kind of didn't follow through. And you know who did follow through on it instead? Beyonce. Beyonce picked up that ball that Arcade Fire dropped after the Wilderness Downtown, and she ran with it.
Why wouldn't you just end your album with Sprawl 2?
That's a good question. I mean,
If at this point,
there's
after,
something to be
after
said
15
for like
tracks,
yeah. There's
why
something to be
wouldn't you
said
just
for like a
end-
gentle little coda, like you know, like, well, hey, you really enjoyed that, and while you're talking to your friends about how fucking dope that last song was, we're gonna just play a little version of the Suburbs on your way out. Like, not everything has to be a big
Okay,
giant uppercut.
Even better idea. Just do a little instrumental, minute long. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. You know what I mean? Like, just
Well,
do
yeah,
the
there
little
is something
instrument-
about the quality
that's like
of
a
the-
very the band kind of thing to do.
And the lyrics of the Suburbs Continued are a little bit like this weird, like it almost sounds like the Weird Al version of the Suburbs or something.
If I could have it back, all the time that we wasted, I'd only waste it again. If I could have it back, you know I would love to waste it again.
It's like, in the suburbs, I wrote some different lyrics for this part.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
all right, fine.
So it's like, why not just either do a little instrumental outro? Hey guys, we're still on this theme that we've been playing with the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Or just fucking end it at Sprawl 2. I don't know. See, that's my biggest issues with this album on as of this conversation. The beginning and the end. How they open it and how they end it. I think that Suburbs Continued is stupid, and I think Ready to Start should be your first track.
Yeah, but I almost feel like I can imagine the argument among members of Arcade Fire when they were trying to decide. Because obviously someone said, I think Ready to Start should be the first song. And then someone else was like, I think it can be anything but the first song. Like, you can't have a song that's called Ready to Start. And I can see both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I get that Ready to Start is, it's a little fucking hokey to put it as number one or whatever.
But then
you wrote the song called Ready to Start.
But then
so-
if you put it if you put it anywhere after track 2, then it's almost like you're saying that the
You
first
already
couple
started.
songs weren't part of the album.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
a good point.
So it's tough. You know, it's a tough
I think
thing.
it should be track. I think it should be 1. The suburbs should be 2.
Well, you heard it here first. Morgan Little's remix track. My remix of this album, cuts Rococo completely.
Yes.
I'll keep Half-Light 1 and 2, or Half-Light 1 and Sprawl 1.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll play them at like 1.5 speed so they just go by faster.
Yep.
And I think I would cut the outro. I think I would go out on Mountains Beyond Mountains. Go out on a high note.
Do you start with the suburbs or do you start with Ready to Start?
I released Ready to Start as a single before the album comes out, and it's not on the album.
Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Solved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just narrowed it down to instead it's a 14-track album now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we
13.
when we do Bright Eyes Full
No
Hearts,
Rococo, no
yeah,
end track, and Ready to Start's the single before the album. Boom. 13.
when we do Bright Eyes Full Hearts Can't Lose, are we going to do like There's No Beginning to the Story and stuff like that as separate episodes?
I think we should do an intro episode that is us just talking about him.
Uh-huh.
Then I think maybe we should talk about the earlier projects in one episode. And then the third episode would be the first full length, which is Fevers and Mirrors.
Letting off the happiness, technically.
Ugh.
You know what? We should maybe go in release order. So maybe we start with Fevers and Mirrors and Lifted, and then we swing back to
'Cause
Letting
that
Off the
stuff wasn't
Happiness
released
and Collection of Songs.
widely released until...
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm not talking
still
about Commander Venus. I don't know shit about Commander Venus.
I'm not either. We can
Or
throw
Park
that,
Lane
we
or
can-
Park Avenue. What was that band? He was like he
Avenue
played
sounds
drums
right.
for
Park
them.
Avenue sounds right. But
Don't know
here's
anything
what I'll
about
say. I think we should still do an intro album where maybe we don't get into... intro episode where maybe we don't get into the album.
We'll call it the Freewheeling Conor Oberst.
Yeah. Just because I just feel like there's a lot of history with you and I and Conor Oberst.
Oh yeah. It's a rich tapestry of material we can mine for this podcast, for this sub-podcast.
Just to talk about the fact that you and I, when we heard about the things that were happening to Conor Oberst, felt emotionally upset.
Oh yeah, Conor
You know,
Oberst is the most important artistic figure of my whole life.
Me too.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We're hyping this shit up.
probably Sarah and Christy. Maybe.
I had a patch in the middle there where I wasn't so enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it might be Billy Corgan.
Christy's
for her.
Christy's yeah. Christy's
Maybe.
We just broke up for a little
yeah,
while.
Christy's finding her way back to Conor Oberst. So
Oh well, that happens though, right? Like where there's times where you don't listen to him for like a while.
not me.
No,
Oh my god, I've been a ride or die Conor Oberst forever.
really, there aren't like you don't go like a 6-month patch and then you
No.
hear something and you're like
I've been like
immediately back into it.
I have not gone a couple days without hearing a Bright Eyes song like for like 15, 16, 17
Really,
years.
it's on that much of a heavy rotation for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well.
I'm true blue, man.
Oh my god. I fucking hate you.
Oh my god. Can you the Conor Oberst puns are
I
going to
know,
get
there's-
so intense.
Well, it's because there's so much that you can do with it. You know?
Oh yeah.
All right. So.
Well, I
feel
don't know
like-
when, but a day is going to come when that podcast comes out.
God damn it.
But until then, listen, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say about the suburbs?
I think I really switched this week has really changed my opinion.
Yeah,
of
you
it.
described it as an awakening.
It was. I mean, well, it's because I just didn't put it on the same level in my mind as Neon Bible and Funeral and Reflector, as much as I really haven't listened to Reflector as much as I really want to. I'm gonna have to go pretty deep into
Me
it
too.
to do the
yeah,
episode.
Me too. I gotta get honest about how I haven't really done enough listening to Reflector. as I
Yeah,
should.
me too. Yeah, no, I feel that very much. So that's where I'll leave it. Really.
Yeah, Suburbs is a good album. I think if you, if someone in your life is like looking to like, what's the deal with this Arcade Fire thing the kids are talking about? I think it's not a bad one to start people out on, because I think the Suburbs is Like I said, it's like it's not the world's most. It's not a weird track. It's like piano. It's like piano based, and it's like an easy way in. You know,
I think so too.
It's
I
a
think
spoonful of sugar
I think
to
it
help the
doesn't-
medicine go down.
Yeah, I think I think the album itself is very much. I mean, there's a reason it won Grammy of the Year,
Yeah,
which is that it's the most mainstream. It is bullshit, but it's mainstream is the main. You know,
like all awards, like Best Picture, Best Album, everything else, there are reasons why it's political bullshit, and there are reasons why it's deserved.
yeah.
Which is a weird thing about awards.
Yep.
Which we will remember when this episode of a podcast wins Best Podcast at the Podcast Awards.
There is a podcast award, right?
I think there's like a Webbies award, and they do like
yeah.
Best Podcast, and it's like fucking Serial wins. They just give it to Serial season 1 every year.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you once again to listening to our discussion of Arcade Fire. Once again, we did get to it. Like we got into it again.
Oh yeah.
We're getting better at it.
Let's.
We had 45 minutes of runway, and then we really got into it.
If you want to contact us, you can go to zachlittle.tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Is that right?
zachlittle.tumblr.com/ask, and send your comments that way.
Or if it's Twitter, you're at.
Or send me a message on Twitter, or just scream your opinions about the suburbs into a paper bag and throw it off the side of a highway overpass.
So it's at Zach Little on Twitter.
Zachary Little on Twitter.
At Zachary Little, at Mild Revolution on Twitter.
On Twitter, I've ceded Zach Little to the guy from Saint Seneca.
You got to give him something.
Yeah, but on Tumblr, I'm like, fuck you, buddy. I'm holding on to zachlittle.tumblr.com till I'm dead.
So get in contact with us if you have things, especially if you have things to talk about for Reflector, I would say, right?
Sure. I mean, I think, the door is not closed on opinions about anything.
No, that's
you
true.
You want to talk to us about Arcade Fire's first EP, come at me. But yeah, next time we'll be discussing Reflector. So let us know what you think. Thank you for listening. May your arcade fires burn bright, and may your memories of your life in the suburbs, if you have them, be nostalgic and complicated and directed by Spike Jonze.
Yeah.